There has been plenty spoken about Kentucky's losing streak to Florida, and with each passing season, as the number grows and the victory of 1986 gets further and further away, the story becomes more fascinating. That's because in recent years, Florida finding a way to win is the exception, while Kentucky finding new and interesting ways to lose has become the rule. For the last 31 years, there have been a fair share of blowouts. Games have been over before halftime. Some were perhaps put out of reach on opening drives. But intermittently throughout the losing streak, the Wildcats have put themselves in a position to beat Florida, only to snatch defeat from the chomping jaws of victory. Regardless, credulous members of the Big Blue Faithful managed to convince themselves every year that the outcome might be different. The year the streak became a streak, Kentucky led 6-0 late in the third, recovered a fumble, was called for a penalty, walked back onto the field, and gave up a touchdown on the next play and ultimately took the L. In 1991, it was this play at the goal line that gave Florida the SEC title and Kentucky another loss. And maybe the most heartbreaking of losses, with Kentucky up by 3 with just 8 seconds to play, Florida elects to go for it and connects on a game-winning touchdown pass as the horn in Commonwealth Stadium went off. Derrick Abney's punt return cut a Florida lead to 5, but Jerry Lorenz would throw a pick 2 on the ensuing 2-point conversion attempt, and the Gators would win. The following year, Kentucky led 21-3 going into the fourth quarter, but would end up needing Taylor Begley to connect on a 49-yard field goal just to force overtime. He did not make it. The 2007 Wildcats were ranked 7th in the nation, but could not stop Tim Tebow. In 2013, Kentucky trailed Florida by just 14 for almost all of the second half, but it was a second half in which the Cats had the ball just 3 times. Florida would go on to win 24-7. In 2014, an incredible overtime run by Stanley Boom Williams was made basically irrelevant, as Florida would use 41 of the play clock's 40 seconds to tie the game and ultimately win in 3 overtimes. In 2015, Kentucky's defense held Florida scoreless for the second half, but that wasn't enough. In 2017, it was a pair of defensive lapses, an absolutely devastating holding penalty, and another field goal coming up just short completed the misery with a Florida 28-27 win. 1986 was a long time ago, but the last time Kentucky won a game in Gainesville is 7 years its senior. That was 1979, back when Jimmy Carter was president. A gallon of gas was 86 cents and Mark Stoops was 12 years old. And with a Florida win on Saturday, it would mean Kentucky will go at least 40 years without a win in the Swamp, and the losing streak will turn 32 years old. But Kentucky fans hope this is the year it resets back to 0.